you don't want what God has given you, guess what? One day God will take it away. And it won't be because it was yours. It'll be because of your big fat mouth. That you keep running it.
Wow.
Listen to this. The ramble with them began to crave other foods. And again, the Israelites started wailing and said, if only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost. Also the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. Now, you know, these folk was a mess. These folk gonna break and say, now we have lost our appetite because we ain't got what we want to eat. We've never seen anything but this manner, complaining and murmuring. I remember in Egypt, you know where you was? You was a slave.
That's right.
Did you realize where you was? You was a bum. You remember where you come from? You was a drug addict. You was a dope head. You was a slave to sin. You was being raped and molested and abused. And you was an alcohol. Do you remember what you was?
Hallelujah.
You talking about everything you had, but do you remember what you was and where you were? So easily we forget when we get to complaining, talking about I want to go back where I came from. It's nothing that can cause me to want to go back where I come from. When I think about where I was, nothing can cause me to ever say I want to go back in the way I don't want to go back there.
That's right.
Think about melons. What about when you were getting bust upside your head? You was being beat. You don't remember the labor and the working and the slavery and the people that was down. Y'all forgot about that. People so easily forget about where they were when they get to complaining about where they at.
That's right.
Do you remember you was lonely? And you trying to make me think if you was happy? Right. Nobody's happy lonely.
I hear you, Lord.
Nobody's happy when you ain't got nobody. No. You ain't got no family, nobody to embrace you. Right. And the family you got don't like you. Y'all not hear what I'm saying? And nobody is happy when you lonely. You must have easily forgot where you come from. You must have forgot what it was like to be miserable and sad. You must have forgot what it's like to have no joy. You better think about the things that you could be or where you was, but it's not about the struggle where you're struggling, but it's about the impact of the emotional and mental impact and state of mind you was in as well.
Yes.
When I think about that, I don't want to go back. I was more mentally and emotionally in bondage than I was physical. Didn't have no peace. So easily, they're complaining. The manna was like coriander seed, looked like raisins, but they said reason. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in a hand meal or crushed it in a mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made it in the case. It tastes like something made with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. Moses heard the people and every family wailing, each at the entrance to his tent. The Lord became exceedingly angry. This is what right here. What God began to share with me. Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, why have you brought this trouble on your servant? So many times. We ask, Lord, why did we do it foolishly? Why, Lord, have you brought all this on me? Why have you put me in this position? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to go through that? Why do when I first met my wife, I said, why, Lord, did you give me this woman? That reminds me of my past. This woman is trying to bring things out of me I thought was there. Why, Lord, did you put me in a position like this? Why couldn't you give me somebody where it was a little easier? Why do I have somebody that's a fighter?